Have you ever thought about, the unseen forces, the things that really drive people's actions,
Mm,
and how events that seem totally separate can suddenly weave together into something really complex, often tragic?
absolutely, like a hidden pattern emerging.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling something a bit different, not the usual academic papers or articles.
No, today we're diving into something else entirely. Excerpts from a really gripping crime novel.
That's right, Karin Fossum's When the Devil Holds the Candle. It's translated from Norwegian by Felicity David, a fantastic translation.
Indeed. And you've brought us this story, and our job really is to unpack it, to pull out the deeper insights.
We'll be looking at how small choices, maybe hidden truths, can spiral into devastating outcomes.
Yeah, exploring these intertwined lives, seemingly ordinary people, but with all these unseen struggles just under the surface.
So get ready for a deep dive into character, cause and effect, and the really haunting nature of how we see things.
Let's jump in.
Okay, so the story starts afternoon of September 1st. And right away, there's this really disturbing tone. A woman, described as about 60, shows up at Officer Jacob Scar's office.
And the description is quite vivid, isn't it?
It really is. She's depicted as confused, maybe in some way possessed. Her voice is rough, like a rusty tool creaking into motion.
Wow.
And what she says to Scar is just, well, shocking. Her husband's missing.
And she adds something even more chilling.
She does. She says he probably won't live much longer.
You know that moment when Scar dismisses her,
Mm-hmm.
Irma? It feels so pivotal, like the whole tragedy hinges on that initial oversight.
It really does. What does that tell us, do you think, about how easily we can miss crucial warnings? Just in everyday life.
Well, it's terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
It points to how quick we are to label things, to dismiss what feels, well, unsettling or doesn't fit neatly.
Exactly. Scar just jots down a couple of notes.
Right. Possibly mentally disturbed.
Yeah, and notes she left after a few minutes, refused offer of help to get home. He files it away, thinking it's nothing.
And that moment, as you said, it comes back to haunt him later. Big time.
So while Scar is basically brushing off Irma, completely different news is breaking elsewhere.
A totally separate thread, it seems.
Yeah, a newspaper headline appears. Has anyone seen Andreas?
Ah, Andreas Winther.
We meet Andreas Winther. He's 18, described as a nice-looking boy, handsome in a timeless classic sense, charming too.
But there's a hint of something else. The author mentions he strutted around, took things for granted.
Right, a certain arrogance maybe. He left home, Kaplan's Gate, and now nobody knows where he is.
And the link between these two things, Irma's strange visit and the missing boy, comes from Irma herself, doesn't it?
It does, and it's immediate and chilling. She says, yes, I've seen Andreas. I can see him whenever I like.
Such a powerful, almost omniscient claim right there.
Definitely. And she follows it up. Irma, at last I'm the one who's doing the talking. What you're reading now is my version. It just grabs you. She's telling us she holds a key piece.
And understanding her requires looking back, doesn't it? Her backstory gives us such crucial context for her psychology.
Absolutely. She talks about feeling like an accident.
Yeah, born 8 years later than her sisters. She felt out of place. Described herself as chubby, with bones like a horse.
Such harsh self-perception. And she pinpoints this moment, age 6, in the kitchen.
That yellowish-green light.
Yeah, she says she lost her freedom then, made a choice to obey a primeval instinct for survival, just follow the rules so she wouldn't be alone.
It's more than just a childhood memory, isn't it? It sounds like it forged this, like a rigid need for control, a defense mechanism.
Exactly. A way to impose order on a world that felt like it didn't really see her or want her.
And that carries directly into her adult life.
Oh, absolutely. Her present life is all about meticulous order, works in a respectable shop, constant tidying, washing, dusting. Bleach is mentioned specifically.
Even her garden has a windbreak for privacy, total control over her environment.
Her relationships are detached too, visits with her son Ingemar, and obligation.
And she felt relief, sort of peace, when her husband Henry disappeared.
She sees herself as ugly, but insists she's clear-headed. She completely rejects any idea that she is mentally disturbed.
Even after a doctor's comment, right?
Yeah.
Saying she's healthy as a horse, but in a way that hints at something. off.
Yeah, like he suspects something psychological is going on, even if she seems physically fine. It's this deep-seated need for order, this armor she's built.
And the tragic irony is that this armor, this need for control, eventually leads her to inflict chaos on someone else.
Which brings us back to Andreas and his choices.
Right. So September 1st, the same day Irma visits Scar, Andreas is out with his friend Zip Sievertskörp is his real name.
Driving around in that green Golf.
And they have this encounter with a little boy, Matthias. He's described as a little black kid, about 7 years old.
And Andreas' behavior is immediately, well, it's cruel.
Yeah, taunting him, asking about his name, where he's from, Somalia, asking if he's adopted. It's just callous. Sets a tone.
That casual cruelty, it really seems to define Andreas, doesn't it? And it leads to something truly devastating.
The robbery.
Andreas and Zip decide to rob a woman, Gina, who's by the shore with a pram. They snatch her handbag.
A seemingly impulsive, maybe minor crime in their minds, but then the detail that changes everything.
The baby, 4 months old. During the robbery, the baby falls from the pram.
Just falls. And later the autopsy reveals the cause of death.
An epidural hematoma. A serious head injury from the fall. They didn't directly attack the baby, but their actions caused its death.
It's such a stark example of consequence. Legally, as the book notes, maybe just simple theft, but the human cost, it's immense. And it shows this disconnect in Andreas, maybe Zip too.
Andreas's detachment seems key here. It's not just a personality quirk. It feels like a vulnerability.
We see it elsewhere too, don't we?
Yeah, we learn he poses for an artist, Anna Fane, sometimes nude.
For a few extra kroner, which he apparently shares with Zip.
But Anna notices something. She observes that Andreas never really seems to like it. He does it as if he thinks it's expected of him.
Like he's just drifting through, even in intimate situations, no real engagement, a kind of emptiness.
Exactly. A void.
And it's that void, that lack of an inner compass, that seems to lead him right into Irma's path.
After a tense moment with Zip, where Andreas seems frustrated, needing something new, and even reveals he's gay, something Zip didn't know.
A significant revelation between them.
He ends up breaking into Irma's house with a knife.
And then the moment of confrontation, Irma sees his colostomy bag. He'd injured it somehow.
Right, and Irma's description is so clinical, so detached, almost grotesque. She calls it a gleaming pink intestine on my stomach that looks rather like a penis.
That moment is critical. Andreas's vulnerability, his utter humiliation.
It flips a switch in Irma, doesn't it? It ignites this sense of power she's craved her whole life. It changes her.
And while this private drama unfolds, the official investigation starts, but it's immediately full of, well, confusion and lies.
Mrs. Winther, Andreas' mother, is frantic, reports him missing to Scar again.
And she's getting frustrated, right? With the police rules about adults going missing. She just believes he'll come home.
Meanwhile, Zip is just a mess of contradictions.
Totally. He tells Mrs. Winther one thing, the police another. First, he lies about where Andreas went after the movies.
Then he admits they went down by the river and up near the church. But he keeps saying, I don't know anything.
You could almost feel his fear. He clearly knows more, but he's terrified.
This is where Chief Inspector Conrad Seeger comes in. His interview with Zip is fascinating.
Seeger's approach is different. Calm, observant, but piercing.
He senses the lies. He even mentions Scar's initial encounter with Irma, saying, I've had experience before with Officer Scar's intuition, and I have no choice but to take it seriously.
That's interesting. So he's connecting Scar's gut feeling about Irma to the missing boy case.
Seems like it. He pushes Zip, gently but firmly, until Zip finally cracks a little. Admits Andreas met someone that night.
Hinting at the encounter that led him to Irma's, Seeger's method is effective. Quiet persistence.
And then we get another perspective, which is also really revealing. Andreas' father, Nikolai Winther.
Ah, yes. His view is starkly different from the mother's.
Completely. He's almost fatalistic. Believes something was bound to happen sooner or later. Says Andreas has no ambition.
He even recalls Andreas having this abnormal lack of fear during medical stuff as a kid.
Suggesting maybe a deeper issue? That void again. An emptiness that maybe made him reckless.
It really highlights how differently people can see the same person, even family.
And all this time, Officer Scar is piecing things together agonizingly slowly.
The phone call.
Right. He gets this call, a woman's voice sounding hysterical, and she repeats those exact words Irma used.
He probably won't live much longer.
Bingo. The aha moment hits Scar like a ton of bricks. He realizes it was her, Irma. She wasn't talking about her husband.
She was trying to tell him about Andreas.
Exactly. And the weight of missing that warning just crushes him. He thinks, it torments me no end that we'll never get to hear Irma's version, and now it's too late.
Such a powerful sense of regret. And from there, the story escalates to its tragic peak.
Irma's now in control, down in the cellar with Andreas, and she's tormenting him.
So?
She reads him the newspaper article about the baby who died after the robbery, watches his terror.
Oh, that's cruel.
And she asks him, couldn't they have left her alone, a young mother with a pram?
Yeah.
Cowards? She's relishing this power.
She even says it right. I was making the rules now. It feels good to make the decisions.
Total role reversal. She denies him water, then offers him painkillers when he's clearly in agony. It's this twisted mix of cruelty and almost perverse care.
And Andreas fights back verbally.
He does, lashes out. You're a coward and crazy and a liar.
But his final words are the most cutting.
Absolutely brutal, designed to hit her where she's most vulnerable. He says, you asked why I chose you. It was because you're so ugly, Irma. Ugly and fat. With your intestines hanging out, no one could love somebody like you.
Wow. Echoing all her lifelong insecurities, that's harsh.
And it seems to seal his fate. That cruelty hardens Irma completely.
She decides to leave him there.
Yep. She shouts down, I'm leaving now, Andreas. I'll leave the door unlocked. Almost a final taunt.
And as she walks away,
she feels a sort of peace. Reflects on a life she sees as nothing but mistakes. It's chillingly final. Her suffering ends by inflicting ultimate suffering.
There's another tragic thread woven in, too, isn't there? Briefly mentioned.
Yes, Robert. He confessed earlier to killing someone named Anita. Talked about his rage, needing a huge bang to wake us up.
His story ends bleakly, too.
He commits suicide in his cell, hangs himself with strips of his shirt. Just another layer of darkness and despair in this world Fossum creates.
And then the cycle of violence continues with Zip.
Right. September 11th. Zip goes back to Irma's house, desperate, looking for Andreas.
And he finds him.
Finds his body in the cellar under a tarpaulin.
And in that moment of panic, maybe rage,
he confronts Irma. There's a struggle, maybe accidental, maybe not entirely. He hits her on the head with a bottle.
She falls and dies.
Zip just screams, your fault, your fault, blaming her as he runs away. The violence just keeps escalating, consuming everyone.
So the police arrive to find this double tragedy.
Andreas dead in the cellar, Irma dead upstairs. The exact circumstances of Andreas' death remain, for them, a mystery, unclear.
And Zip?
He vanishes, becomes another missing person. His description ends up in the newspaper, just like Andreas's did. The cycle continues.
Leaving Chief Inspector Seizure to contemplate it all.
Yeah. He reflects on the job, the grim side of humanity he sees constantly. How strange people are.
And the burden of it all, right? The responsibility, but also the challenge of staying human while dealing with such darkness.
Exactly. His reflections sort of frame the whole bleak picture.
So this deep dive into, okay, a fictional world, but it feels so real in exposing these connections.
Definitely. Between how people see themselves, their small actions, and these huge, devastating results.
We've seen how loneliness can harden into this desperate, even dangerous need for control.
How someone's outward appearance, like Andreas's charm, can hide this deep inner turmoil or emptiness.
And how a chain reaction, even accidents mixed with choices, can just completely wreck lives.
What really stands out for you looking back at all this? How do we even begin to process the why behind these actions?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is it just their circumstances? Is it baked into their character? Or is it purely the random, awful collision of different lives?
Yeah, it really pushes you to think about the hidden things people carry around, the secrets, the pain, and how much impact their choices have, even the ones that seem small at the time. Here's a final thought to leave you with. In this story, you have characters desperate for control, like Irma, and others maybe desperate for escape, like Andreas, in his own way.
Two extremes.
So what does that say about society? What holds it together? And what makes it fall apart?
Is it the big things we notice? Or is it actually the quiet moments, the small dismissals, the overlooked details?
It's the things we prefer not to see. Maybe those are what really shape our collective fate. Perhaps, as the title suggests, the devil holds the candle sometimes.
Not necessarily to light up pure evil.
But maybe just to expose the darkness we'd rather keep hidden in ourselves and in each other.